Meet a Roller Jam original, Quakes, Sean Atkinson.
Welcome to the new league. It's called the Black and Blue. Oh, daddy!
Now look at the imitator, Hot Dice Mark Webber.
Oh, daddy!
Their countless battles both on and off the track are mind-boggling. Look for the Dice's female intimidator, Shay Brown, to add facial reconstruction to Atkinson's girlfriend and roller derby queen, Stacy Blitch. Stacy dissed Shay's best friend, Lindsay Francis.
Stacy had no right attacking Lindsay at the roller derby queen ceremony. Payback's a bitch, and so is she.
And Blitch's sentence is still pending. The Nevada Hot Dice go head-to-head with the California Quakes next on Roller Jam. Fantastic shot of Orlando, Florida, and Universal Studios here in Orlando. That's where we are at Roller Jam Arena tonight. The World Skating League presents once again Roller Jam. We bring you the California Quakes and the Nevada Hot Dice. Hello, everybody. I'm Rory Marcus. This is Lee Hawk Rearman, and we're very happy to have you with us once again as we match up these two teams, one of which now has the roller derby queen officially and once and for all, Stacy Blitch of the California Quakes Bod Squad, finally, in a match race, crowned roller derby queen.
Well, you see this move by Stacy Blitch going after the head and the spirit and the mind of Denise Loden, but you got to take your hat off to Stacy Blitch. She won it. Of course, we've also learned this week now she has Denise Loden's former boyfriend, Sean Atkinson. Stacy Blitch is in the zone right now. Let's see how long she can keep it going.
And, of course, Stacy and Atkinson are teammates on the Quakes, and some of the other Quakes might feel a little bit slighted and feel she's getting more attention than she should get. We'll find out more about that. The Hot Dice have an emerging star, and his name is Jason McDaniel.
Absolutely, and Jason McDaniel is always finding himself having to make up, seemingly, for the shenanigans of Mark Webber. Mark Webber did a good job right there to pave the way for the twister move, but Mark Webber has a habit of talking about a retirement tour, predicting victory. He aggravates people like Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington, and Jason McDaniel is always bailing him out.
He can fly through the air, that's for sure, and they're ready to fly onto that bank track right now. Both teams, let's get the introductions. Boy, the fireworks start, and you know that it's just about time to start the game because that's the cue for the skaters to hit the track, and here come the Hot Dice women.
There she is, queen for a day. Just ask her. She says she's queen every day, Rory.
Oh, I think you have to give her more than one day. She's the queen on the track right now for the Hot Dice women. Shay Brown, she's done a great job for this team. And now here come the men, Jason McDaniel and Mark Webber. That's who we usually focus our attention on most of the time. There goes McDaniel, and here comes Webber.
Well, he says about Sean Atkinson that Sean Atkinson tries to mimic Mark Webber, but that Sean Atkinson says imitated, never duplicated. I still can't get over Webber wearing those green glasses out here. I can't believe he wears those things.
I'd rather see a snake stick his tongue out at me than Webber, but he loves to do that when he comes out on the track, doesn't he? The Nevada Hot Dice ready to go, and now the lights go down, and here come the California Quakes. I know you're always anxious to take a look at the Bod Squad, Hawk.
Huh?
And here they come.
What?
Wearing the crown, Stacy Blitch. Roller derby queen. She won it fair and square, I guess. If pulling somebody's hair just before you get to the finish line and pulling them down is fair and square, she did win it.
And here comes her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah!
We're not referring to him as the Yak Attack anymore. I think that is referring to him as Stacy Blitch's boyfriend.
Usually he stops and poses for the crowd. This time he didn't do it. He had to get to his girlfriend.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
That's nice. Maybe they'll do some figure eights. Sure would be nice to see that.
Roller Rules, brought to you by Dial 1-800-AT&T for collect calls.
There are 4 6-minute periods. The women skate periods 1 and 3. The men skate periods 2 and 4. There are 5 skaters per team, 2 jammers and 3 blockers. The blockers wear white helmets. The jammers have the black helmet with the stripe. Points are scored when jammers lap opposing team members. Here's an example of what I was just talking about. The jammer for the green team breaks out from the pack and circles the track. For each member of the red team that he or she passes, 1 point is earned.
Sean Atkinson's personal life, we've documented it well. I think it's affected his teammates also,
such as Rusty Montgomery.
Yeah, Rusty, I got to ask you, what is the team's reaction? I mean, we just saw Stacy and Sean holding hands during the warm-up.
You know, Danny, I don't know what to make of it, but I just hope this time Sean keeps his head in the game and remembers his team comes first.
Well, he's still whining that he gets no backup, no help from his teammates.
You know what, Danny? I've always been there for him. I don't know what his problem is. I'm always there to back him up. And the fans can tell you, as well as the people at home, I always back Sean Atkinson up.
First up for the women will be Blitz versus Brown. Stacy Blitz. Let's see if she can kind of put the roller derby queen down for a while and skate and score some points. And Shea Brown may be out to get some revenge from Stacy Blitz for picking on her good friend Lindsey Francis.
Here we go into the first skating period. The Quakes and the Hot Dies, the bod squad of the California Quakes. 2 of the 3 get out. Cindy Zimmerman and Jamie Konomak out there to start the game for the California Quakes. And for the Hot Dies, Laura Weintraub, number 34, in tandem with Mindy Smith. And we have 4 jammers out on this first jam of the game. Now we have 3, and I have a feeling in a minute we're going to have 2. There you go. And the bod squad looks to pile up some points early. Stacy Blitz comes back to help out. You have all 3 of them now near the back of the pack. And Shea Brown blocking for the Hot Dice. Now, all 3 bod squatters. Stacy Blitz is going to try and lead them through. Shea Brown still back there to block. The black helmeted skaters are the jammers. Blitz kind of threw herself down that time, and they picked up, I think, 1 point. Boy, she went head over heels, and not for Atkinson.
Well, it wasn't pretty. She got a point out of it. She was attempting the double bod squat bust. That's where Stacy Blitz goes backwards, gives a little butt block to the opponent, in this case Shea Brown, and whips her 2 bod squad teammates. It wasn't pretty. She went down in the heat, but they got a quick point out of it, Rory.
1 point, that's all they got, just 1, and it's 1-0. California Quakes on top right now. Jennifer Matthews is out first for the Quakes in the blue, and in the green and white of the Hot Dice, that's number 36, Mindy Smith. She's a good skater, Mindy Smith. You'll see her out jamming quite a bit. Same with Matthews. She's no slouch either. And Matthews gets the best of it this time.
Well, and how about the job Jenny Matthews has done in recent weeks? And she seems to be staying right on that roll, Rory.
She's rolling right now.
Go, baby, go, baby.
Atkinson yelling at her, get up, get up. Matthews approaches the double block once again of Weintraub and Katie Cooper. Whoop! That Shea Brown was waiting for her. Shea Brown came to play today as she takes out Jennifer Matthews.
1-1.
Well, she stole a page from Mark Weber's playbook. That was a roll them bones lookalike. I don't know what she calls it.
We're back in just a minute. We're back in Orlando. The World Skating League and Roller Jam. Happy to have you with us tonight. The California Quakes and the Nevada Hot Dice doing battle here. Remember, the black helmeted skaters are the jammers. They're the only ones that can score points. They get out of that pack with a whip like that one right there and try to lap opposing members. Jamie Konomak was out for the Quakes, but she slips down. And that leaves Laura Weintraub out by herself. See that powerful skating style? She gets on those great skates and catches the pack without much effort.
Well, Rory, I know it's early, but I got to think that it looks like the bod squad are not themselves today. We've heard some rumors about them being in a little bit of a disarray because of some jealousy of Stacy Blitz. I think that's impacting their play so far in this first period.
I hear a lot of bod squad rumors, but I don't believe them all.
Well, I start most of them, but...
Weintraub gets through. She picked up a couple.
One dice.
They're just going to give her 1. There's Jamie Konomak picking herself off the track.
I think some of the rumors we're hearing are true, and this jealousy about this roller derby queen, about Sean Atkinson, the whole mess. Let's see if the Hot Dice can take advantage. They did right there. Laura Weintraub does a great job.
We're tied up at 2 here in the early going. Konomak had a tough jam that time. But she's still out there. Here goes Shea Brown grabbing the helmet. Shea Brown usually a blocker, but this time she's out on the jam, and Konomak says, I wasn't that tough on me, Rory. I'm going to go out again and get her. So Konomak is chasing Shea Brown now. They approach the back of the pack. Matthews is back to block. Talking about Jennifer Matthews, that didn't last long. Shea Brown just rolling through that pack, destroying it. He's picked up at least 2. Now she sees Konomak come up behind her and puts a stop to that. Wow, Shea Brown like a wrecking crew. Gets by Amy Craig. And she's having a big jam. She calls it off with 10 seconds left in the jam. And what did she get?
3 white.
3 hot dice points. Brown's having a big first period.
Well, she sure is. And absent from her repertoire is her usual mouthing off the track. She seems to have focused on playing because she knows these Quakes are on a roll. At least they appear to be coming into this game. But in past games, Rory, she's been yelling and screaming. She's tired herself out and has been non-existent in the third period. She says, hey, I can do my team more good by playing hard and keep my mouth shut.
5-2, the Hot Dice have the lead. Mindy Smith for the Dice, Amy Craig for the Quakes. And they get out there together. Just 2 of them on the jam this time. Mindy Smith down low. Amy Craig goes up high in this jam as Stacy Blitch skates in the pack. Now Amy Craig's by herself. And she approaches the back of the pack to try and score some points. Nice move. Comes up to Shea Brown now. Can she get by her the same way? Not quite the same way. Andrea Franklin, who just was passed, has now gone ahead of Amy Craig again. You can't score on her twice, but still you have to get by her to try and pick up any more points. It won't work out as Craig is dumped. Gets up, she's still chasing. Oh, look out. Stacy Blitch. You can see she's been hanging around with Atkinson.
Well, I just talked about Shea Brown not being one to run her mouth lately. Well, Stacy Blitz just lit the fire on her wick. And you see the result right there. She went from 0 to 60 in 0.2 seconds, Rory.
That's enough. Second period coming up. The men will be on the track. Let's see if the attack mind is on business. It better be on Mark Webber because it's going to be tough to go against the Hot Dice. Webber, McDaniel, and company. There's Webber. He looks ready. It's 5-4 Hot Dice.
Jason McDaniel of the Nevada Hot Dice just flew through the air, twisted to a stop, and is next to Broadway Danny Wolf. Go ahead, Danny.
His helmet. Yeah, Jason, you guys are coming off 2 tough losses. The strategy for today has got to be putting Mark Webber on Sean Atkinson. If he neutralizes the Ack Attack, they have no one else that can match up against your speed.
Well, with Sean being taking care of Mark Webber, that's going to leave nobody out there to take care of me. This is going to be an open game for me. I'm going to be able to do whatever I want to do, all right? This is going to be a career game for me, baby. There's nothing you can do about it. Are you ready for Webber? Bring it!
Well, we'll insult you by putting up the graphic for the Quakes. It's Sean Atkinson, the Ack Attack. He's challenged Webber to stop making fun of him and using all his stuff. And Mark Webber for the Nevada Hot Dice. He's young, he's aggressive. Sometimes he has on green glasses, sometimes he has on brown glasses. Well, he's going to give the Ack Attack all he can handle.
As we get ready to go into the second period, it's the first skating period for the men. And here we go, the first jam for the men tonight. And number 36, Jason McDaniel, right out there immediately. But 2 Quakes get out. McDaniel disposes of 1. And now he'll try and catch from behind number 25, Brian Krebs. Krebs and McDaniel go out together. And McDaniel did just what he said he would do. Now he's by himself. And who's back to block? Not Atkinson, it's Rusty Montgomery this time. And Montgomery puts the big right hand into him. Stops him again. Webber has kind of snuck back to the back of the pack. And Webber joins McDaniel back there. Here they come around the track. Montgomery grabs a hold of the head of McDaniel and sends it into Atkinson, who levels both of them.
That's it.
Talk about making a statement early. He got them both with 1 shot.
The Twin Towers, Mark Webber. That's a pile of X-Men right there, and the Twin Towers are coming to get you. My goodness, we talk about athletic ability. Man.
Atkinson said before the game, you think you're ready? You think you're ready? Well, he was sure ready. The Hot Dice lead this game 6-4. And the men have gotten off to a rough start in this one. There's a nice whip, though, for Tony Santiago. That gets him out quickly. Christian Salvia goes out with him. Salvia and Santiago leading the jam. P.J. Rossi is out there for the hot dice as well, and for the Quakes, that is Santiago, along with Tom Smith. And now it's just the two of them. The Quakes have the only two jammers right now who are in position to score. Big Sean Davidson back there. Oh, he's big and he balls hard. Atkinson just took out two more. And now he wants Rossi, and he's got him.
Four blue. I got four blue.
Atkinson leveled three hot dice players in one play.
Well, he's a one-man wrecking crew. There's two people in this league that can do these kinds of things, and you're looking at one of them. The other is Big Tim Washington. Sean Atkinson may not be quite as big as Tim Washington, but that's Superman right there. Don't tell Big Sean Davison. They call Sean Davison 39 Big John Stud. Well, that stud was just driven into the track, and you see the intensity in the face of that man, the Ack Attack.
And he's given the Quakes the lead, 8-6. Atkinson sits down to take a breather now.
Yeah, the penalty box.
Right. And if you take a look, there's Stacy Blitch right there with him, just chatting and talking. They're a cozy couple at the moment. Eric Slopey gets the jam, and there's the big whip for Jason McDaniel.
Well, and this is the first time Atkinson's been off the track. Danny Wolf interviewed Jason McDaniel, who said he was going to take advantage of a neutralized Sean Atkinson. Let's see if they take full advantage of this power jam, Rory.
Nothing's neutralized him so far, that's for sure. Slopey for the Quakes missed the block that time. McDaniel's actually trying to take advantage of the fact that Atkinson's not out there. And Rusty Montgomery takes up the blocking as Slopey gets dunked by Mark Webber. And Webber now wants to make a statement in this game. And he's going to get Montgomery out of the way. He does so. McDaniel off the rail and right back into him, and now Webber takes another one out. Atkinson comes out of the box. And he's in a fight with Webber.
You see him go, he takes the high road, come back down, takes Rusty Montgomery to the low road. It wasn't the Twin Tower of Sean Atkinson, but it was the same result. Then you got body parts and bodies just coming down from the top of the track. But that's one thing you never question about these X-Men is athletic ability.
8-6, the Quakes have the lead. I'd hate to think of what would happen to McDaniel if he ever did that and missed completely. He would fly through the air and land on his back. Instead of a nice cushion.
I think he'd land in Tampa.
Brian Krebs out there for the Quakes. And he is hip check. Ooh, they both went into the rail hard. Christian Salvia is a little slow to get up. He went into that rail with his ribs. And that leaves Brian Krebs. Krebs comes up there and trying to score for the Quakes. He finds in the back of the pack Randy Garrett. Garrett putting a couple of shots into Krebs. Mark Webber looks like he's setting something up. Look out, here he is. Webber grabs Krebs and throws him on his head first. And then puts the skate into the back of his neck. Oh, that's insulting. And it hurts.
But you said it, Rory. Both these young men, these young jammers, Salvia and Krebs, really took a face into the rail on the backside on the straightaway, but then Mark Webber hits the jam. Tough jam for that Krebs fella.
No kidding. 8-6, the Quakes lead. Here's the final jam of the first half. It's been a tough game for both teams so far. Now we get 4 jammers out there, 2 for each side. That's the maximum you can have here. Both teams will have 2 jammers on every play. Sometimes they don't get out. Now it's 2-on-1. The Quakes have the numbers with Eric Slopey and Brian Krebs. Can you believe Krebs is right back jamming again in the next play? Slopey slipped down, but he'll get up and catch Krebs, and they'll approach the back of the pack together, where McDaniel and Webber are hanging out. Webber glances over his left shoulder and gives a shot to Krebs. Slopey and Krebs both trying to get some Quakes points. Now they're trying to lead their kill to the slaughterhouse. And there it is, Atkinson. McDaniel comes to challenge him, and Atkinson is up to the challenge.
That's it.
Atkinson's out of his mind. tonight. Now he's got Weber. Now he's going to do it to Weber.
Well, Sean Atkinson once again seemingly putting more punishment onto himself, and Stacy Blitch comes over to protect her boyfriend. She's in the face of Weber, Rory.
That's a new sports record, 3 broken backs on the same play.
You got to wonder what's going through the mind of the general manager, Kenneth Logue. But speaking of minds and what's going through, Sean Atkinson is going through the X-Men like a knife through butter. He does a skyscraper. He does a back attack. He's still beating up on the ref. Sean Atkinson, the Yak Attack. He's here.
How much adrenaline can one man have? We're at halftime. It's 10-6. The Quakes have the lead. We're at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. We have one half in the books tonight. Between the Quakes and the Nevada Hot Dice, and the California Quakes have the lead by a 10-6 score. Sean Atkinson made the statement before the game started, I'm not getting enough help from my teammates. Rusty Montgomery disputed that, but it appears that Atkinson has taken it upon himself to be a one-man team, and so far he has been.
Well, so far he's done it, but you have to ask yourself how long he can continue. But this relationship between Atkinson and Stacy Blitch, the Bod Squad apparently may be showing a little disunity, and of course, Sean Atkinson's getting no help from anyone, Rory.
On the women's side, Shea Brown had a big first half of the Nevada Hot Dice.
You're absolutely right, Rory. Shea Brown has just continued her reign of terror here in the World Skating League, and Stacy Blitz, not resting on her laurels now that she's the roller derby queen, returns the favor. And Mark Weber does a little Grand Marshal routine and uses a Quake as his baton. And don't forget Sean Atkinson.
We've seen Sean Atkinson just going absolutely berserk on the track tonight, and maybe he's been a little berserk off the track lately as well. We're going to find out more. Denise Loden would have some of the answers, and to get them out of Denise, we go to Julie Lynch.
All right, Denise, we've had our time with Sean. He's told his side of the story. We want to know how you feel being without Sean Atkinson.
Part of me feels sad because Sean Atkinson is one of a kind. I've never been with anybody like him. But on the other hand, I consider him a sort of a hypocrite because he is the one that brought out my new personality. He brought me out of my shell with, you know, the new outfits and the new me. I mean, I love it, and he started to hate it, and it sort of tore us apart, but, you know, so be it.
Sean has made allegations that you, Denise Loden, were responsible for fixing the competition for roller derby queen.
Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never go so far as to fix something. I rely on my raw talent, and that's what gets me by.
You and the rest of the American public found out about Sean and Stacy on national television. He kissed her right before your match race. How did that make you feel?
I know Sean inside and out now, and I know what that was. That was just a way to get to me mentally right before my match race. That did hurt me a little. I think it was a nasty thing to do, but considering the two people that did it, I mean, what else can you expect?
So now Stacy Blitch is the roller derby queen.
She's not the real roller derby queen. I feel great about myself because I know that I'm the fans' choice. I won the original roller derby queen contest. I know in my heart that I did not rig that contest. I'm the true fans' choice, and that's what I care about is the fans.
You're a woman without a team.
You know what, Julie, though, I don't feel alone. I've never felt better about myself. It was like the weight of the world had been lifted off my shoulders to get off of that Sundog team. They didn't appreciate me. They didn't appreciate me or Debbie Rice. And I've said it before, I mean, they were invited to the same party we were. They just didn't show up, ever. Debbie and I aren't losers.
Where do you go from here?
I feel rejuvenated. I feel like I'm at the top of my game. When I go out there, the WSL's not going to know what hit them this time. It's going to be a whole new me. And this time, the sky's the limit.
Well, we just listened to Denise Loden bare her soul, and the two people she was ripping are with me right now. Stacy Blitch, the roller derby queen, and, man, I guess her boyfriend, Sean Atkinson.
Hey, we didn't say that.
Well, everyone knows you're a couple now. Stop denying it, Atkinson. I'm going to say, one of the things, I want you to comment about some of what she just said, what we heard Denise say. First, did you guys orchestrate this whole derby queen thing?
No, not at all. I won it fair and square through hard work and dedication.
Hey, she's just a dog. She's trying to dig up some bones, bro.
You know, obviously she wasn't satisfying him. When there's a job to be done, I get it done.
Oh, come on. Well, then respond lastly, Denise said, we don't know whatever team she's going to end up on. We don't know right now, but that when she lands on a team, the first time she faces you...
The team is called the Street Sluts.
Next time she faces you, she's going to rip your hair and drag you through the track. We'll see what happens.
She doesn't scare me.
Rory and Hawk, back to you.
Well, I don't know what town the Street Sluts would be headquartered in, but that's quite a name for a team, isn't it?
Right up here. She can come hang out with us, Denise Loden, if you want to.
Coming up, Stacy Blitch goes up against Shea Brown as the Quakes lead this game 10-6. The women are next.
We're on a quiet interview with Stacy and Sean. And what about Denise? The beat goes on. Amy Craig is out there for the California Quakes, and Mindy Smith breaks out of the pack for the Dice, and they both go down in a heap together. Boy, they slide off the track, and that leaves Kim Hart for the Dice, Stacy Blitch for the Quakes, and Blitch goes to work, whacks her with the elbow in the back of the neck, and keeps on working on her. Well, now Hart has a hold of her hair there just for a second.
Well, and Roy, right at the beginning of that jab, Kim Hart went right after the helmet of Stacy Blitch. Stacy Blitch many times prefers to have an unimpeded look at her hair and her face and everything else, but these guys are starting out right out of the chute in the third period, just beating on each other.
Kim Hart got railed for her troubles. And now Blitch comes up to Shea Brown, who had that big first half for the Hot Dice. Blitch with that blonde hair flying. She is the roller derby queen at the moment. And Shea Brown rips a right elbow into her. Only 3 seconds left in the jam. Stacy can't get by her. Good job of blocking by Shea Brown, and some frustration shown by Stacy.
Blitz pass.
Although according to her, she's alleviated all of Sean's frustrations.
I'm not touching that one, but remember the first half, Stacy Blitch really got under the skin to Shea Brown. Well, speaking of getting under something, she sends Kim Hart over the rail. But she chose this time just to mix it up with Shea Brown on the track. Shea Brown doing a great job of blocking. I don't think she wants to have a repeat of the first period where she totally got Shea Brown in aggravation. And that's like sticking your head in a hornet's nest, Rory.
I've never done that. 14-6. Make it 11-6. They gave her just 1 point. So 11-6. The Quakes lead it by 5. And the Hot Dice trying to get right back in it. Amy Craig out there and Mindy Smith. These two were out together on the last jam, and they both went down and out together, out of the jam. Craig grabs her around the neck again, and Mindy Smith grabs her right back. Neither one of them went down that time. Amy Craig, a great champion speed skater. She's smooth out there, and Mindy Smith emerged as a terrific jammer as well. And Craig got the better of it that time. She pushed Mindy Smith into the pack that was bottled up along the rail and went by everybody.
You can see Stacy Blitch, Jenny Matthews, I think Brooke Sunderman, the Brooke House is in there up against the rail. She walks home with 4 points.
15-6, the California Quakes lead the Nevada Hot Dice. What do you want, Hawk?
I'm just saying, in Orlando, where time stands still.
That makes good sense.
I know.
Jamie Konomak gets out there. She's one of the bot squad members for the California Quakes, but she's outnumbered. Not anymore. Now it's one-on-one, her and Kim Hart. And she gets Hart from behind and whacks her in the back of the neck.
Well, Kim Hart's really having a rough go of it early. She came out early after, or the first jam after Stacy Blitch was dispensed of in short order. She kind of went to the smaller bot squatter, Jamie Konomak, and saw the same fate. Tough day for Kim Hart.
Konomak, the pride of Chatsworth High School in California, up against Shea Brown.
20 feet wide, move it up.
And Brown gives her a shot. Oh, backflip by Blitch. Knocks Shea Brown down as she gets up, and there goes Hart down again. Konomak gets the points, and Blitz gets the pose. Look at Kim Hart grabbed a hold of her ankle, but couldn't get her down.
Get your helmet.
Like she was trying to get, maybe adjust her back or something there. Maybe a little chiropractic rehabilitation going.
The Quakes lead 16-6. Watch the backflip.
Well, I think Shea Brown was just just dumbfounded by the athletic ability. She all of a sudden she saw head, then skates, then head. The look on her face is like, what's going on here? Stacy Blitch, with her flair, always has a habit of doing things that shock people. Well, Shea Brown got caught on her heels because of that move, and you saw the result.
Hear that little star on her cheek? That's the same exact spot where Shawn Atkinson gave her a little kiss before the match race.
Yeah.
That she won.
Yeah.
10-point lead for the Quakes. And here they go again. These two have been at it, Amy Craig and Mindy Smith. Craig for the Quakes in blue, Mindy Smith in the green and white of the Hot Dice. I'll tell you what, the Hot Dice need some points. They're down 10. And Mindy Smith just did the same thing to Craig that was done to her a minute ago. Pulled the pack together and went right on by. So Smith gets the points.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Move it, move it, move it.
Well, last time I took my hat off to the blockers of the Quakes. This time I got to give it to the Hot Dice.
Just see that little bit of dissension there. Brooke Sunderman and Stacy Blitch yelling at one another. They're teammates.
Well, the Bod Squad is in disarray, but the blockers for the Hot Dice were not on this time. You see Shea Brown, Katie Cooper. I think Kim Hart's even in there. But Mindy Smith scoots right around. They call it the left. Great job of the blockers of the Hot Dice.
That tightens it up a little bit. 16-10. The Quakes lead it now. Time for one more jam in this women's period. Amy Craig has a Jammers helmet on again, but so does Stacy Blitch. So they'll try and get the Quakes going again on the scoreboard. It looks like Blitch is the one that's going to get out. She's up high on the track, and she sneaks through there. Gets by Shea Brown. Now gets a whip from Conomack, and she's on her way. Mindy Smith got out, though, for the Nevada Hot Dice. And now it's Stacy Blitch and Mindy Smith. Stacy Blitch, the roller derby queen, puts that formidable right knee up into the midsection, but it didn't take care of Smith. Either did that shot. She's getting a little frustrated. She's saying, get away from me. Let me go get my points. And one more time, I'll hit you and finally knock you down. Thrusts her right fist in the air in triumph, and now comes up to Katie Cooper. Cooper's happens to be the captain of this team, although she's a quiet captain. But she leads Stacy Blitch into Shea Brown, who just rolls her right off her back and chalks one up.
Well, that's roll them moves. Shea Brown seems to like that move. She's used it twice today.
And we'll be ready to roll on into the final period of this game. That's coming up as the men will take to the track and decide who wins it. Shawn Atkinson keeping his mind on business. He's had a big game already, but Mark Webber has him in his sights. The men are next. The Quakes have the lead, 17-13. Final period coming up.
We're back in between periods of the game between the Hot Dice and the Quakes. I'm Rory Marcus with Lee Hawk Berman, and also joining us is Kenneth Logue, who I would suppose still has the title of general manager in this league. Are you, sir, still the general manager?
I am still the general manager of the World Skating League. I can be where I want to be and when I want to be. Mark D'Amato has no say in telling me how to do my job.
Last time we saw you, though, you had a referee shirt on and you were out there refereeing, which he ordered you to do.
Well, yes, but it certainly turned back on him, didn't it?
I guess it did. Yes, it did. Absolutely. How would you like to stay in the booth here and watch the last period with us?
It'd be my pleasure.
Well, I have to admit, it's an honor to have Kenneth Logue here in the booth with us, Rory.
All right, here we go. The fourth period has started, and the California Quakes with a 4-point lead at 17-13 in this game. They get Eric Slopey out on the jam. And Slopey being challenged out there by Micah Martin of the Nevada Hot Dice. Should be a great fourth and final period, and it'll be interesting to have general manager Kenneth Logue with us for this period. As both teams try and pull this game out, it's up to the men to win it and decide it. Uh-oh, look out. As we look down in the infield, I see Atkinson has the bench. And he and Rusty Montgomery have brought the bench out of the track. And they're going to knock the Hot Dice down with it. What else would they do with it? Slopey slips under it, and they knock Micah Martin out of the play.
Well, Shawn Atkinson, if he doesn't get any help from his teammates, he says, what the heck, I'm going to use some furniture.
He got some help from Rusty Montgomery in carrying the bench out. I guess that's all he needed. You like that play?
Well, you know, I can't say specifically, but I'm certain there's something in the rule book that would forbid anybody from taking a piece of furniture out and using it on their phone.
There's Atkinson. He thought it was a great move.
And certainly does.
Both Atkinson and Montgomery.
The fans seem to enjoy it, although Atkinson and Montgomery wind up in the penalty box.
Low bridge.
And then watch Slopey. He knew what was happening. He slipped underneath the bench, but McDaniel couldn't do it, and Atkinson celebrates by pounding his head on it. They didn't give him the points, though. I guess you knew they wouldn't. 17-13, the Quakes lead it by 4.
And you have to congratulate the referees for keeping control there.
I guess you would.
Well, it takes a lot of courage to get in the face of these guys sometimes.
Getting out there is Brian Krebs for the California Quakes. As we're here with League General Manager Kenneth Logue, who is graced our broadcast booth with his presence. Christian Salvia gets out there for the hot dice. So Salvia and Brian Krebs in a 17-13 game with the Quakes leading it here in the final period. Double block set up by the Quakes. And Weber goes back to block for the hot dice. 20 seconds left in the jam. Weber takes the Quake jammers out. And wow. There was a flying couple of points for Christian Salvia. In midair, he called it off. So he got the 2 and the Quakes didn't get any.
Well, Christian Salvia, what a heads-up play by Christian Salvia. You'll see Mark Weber go through and take down the 2 blockers. Rusty Montgomery, I believe as Chad Vaughn or one of the other Quakes. But watch his hands right there. You saw his hands call off the jam in midair. He gets the 2 points. A close in pursuit. Krebs does not get it. Watch this closely. He leaps, calls off the jam, midair, gets 2 points. Great, fantastic heads-up play by the love machine, Christian Salvia.
And that's the kind of example of athleticism that we want to bring back to the World Skating League here. It was perfectly clean and quite breathtaking, would you say?
He calls that the Cuban Missile, and it's caused a Cuban Missile crisis for the Quakes as the game has tightened up 17-15. Quakes leading it by 2. Tony Santiago is out there for the Quakes as the Dice look to try and take the lead now with Jason McDaniel. How's that for a move, Mr. General Manager?
Well, it takes my breath away. That's the kind of great skating that we want to encourage here in the World Skating League.
Here comes McDaniel. McDaniel will face Rusty Montgomery as he gets to the back of the pack, and Montgomery gives him a shot. The Quakes have kind of lost momentum since they brought that bench out onto the track. They haven't scored a point since then, since those points were taken away. Oh, McDaniel's going to be put down face first by Rusty Montgomery. There's another move you enjoy, right, Kenneth?
Hardly. It's the sort of thing that I've been trying to bring to the attention of the referees. They can't allow that kind of thuggery to go on the track. We're going to...
Let's go. Get in the box.
You're going to be taking it upon yourself to clean it all up, huh?
Get in there.
17-16, Quakes. Look out. We'll be right back. We're back in Orlando. The World Skating League and Roller Jam. The California Quakes and Nevada Hot Dice with just over 2 minutes to go in the game, trying to decide this thing. I'm Rory Marcus with Lee Hawk Rearman, and League General Manager Kenneth Logue is with us here in the box, giving his comments and commentary to the style of play we're witnessing here tonight. And out there on the jam, there he goes again, Christian Salvia, the Cuban Missile. Boy, he's fast.
And we just saw him have a great play, a great heads-up play to add to a great athletic play. And let's see if these hot dice can take advantage of the power jam. But Brian Krebs, who was almost made to look foolish by Salvia, says, no way. I'm taking over and making it even early.
That looked like an illegal blow to the head to me.
How can you tell a legal blow to the head from an illegal blow to the head? The Cuban Missile was taken off his launching pad on that one. Big Sean Davidson back there in tandem with Randy Garrett for the hot dice. And the Quake Jammers having trouble getting through these 2 big guys. Atkinson's coming the other way. Sean Atkinson with skates into the stomach of the 2 blockers.
6 blue.
I know this man comes from a fine tradition, but he's becoming an embarrassment to the league.
You think that's embarrassing, huh? He just calls it good, clean fun.
Well, Sean Atkinson, we saw him a few jams ago with the aid of a bench. He says, I don't need a bench this time. I'm going to do it. Looks like almost like a double boot, stealing a little bit of Mark D'Amato's thunder. Sean Atkinson Mr. Logue, I don't mean any disrespect, but I can't see how you can do nothing but love the enthusiasm of what this young man does for this game. The Ack Attack is such a great asset for you, and I know sometimes he aggravates you, but I got to say I love him.
Enthusiasm is one thing, pure savagery is another. You have to draw a line somewhere, and that's way beyond the line that I draw.
You can't deny it's crowd-pleasing, though. Here we go into the final jam of the night, 23-16. The California Quakes trying to protect a 7-point lead. So who goes out there? McDaniel and Micah Martin for the Hot Dice. They need 7 to tie and 8 to win. Can they get them? Martin and McDaniel approach the back of the pack where Atkinson's hanging out and saying, no, they're not going to get them against me. Atkinson rips the right elbow into Jason McDaniel. Now Micah Martin will try him.
Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes, indeed!
Mark Webber sent him off over and out. And can they get 7? Can they get 8? They're flying through the pack, both of them, and they called it off. Let's see what they got.
I got 8 white.
8!
Very good.
Oh, they win!
Very good.
They win! They pull it out!
What terrific skating.
The Hot Dice win it by 1. And there is Mark Webber, who threw Atkinson over the rail and out of the building. There he goes. He's hurt. Well, you like that move, huh, Kenneth?
That's a tremendous finish to a tremendous game. I'd say that justice was served on that play.
I thought you didn't like savagery. What's this?
That was a perfectly clean hit. It was Mr. Atkinson's own momentum that took him over the rail.
Atkinson skated off to get some attention in the locker room. It looked like he might have hurt his wrist.
And look at that. He got his elbow pads off. He was clearly intending to do harm to the skaters on the track.
Mr. General Manager, what are your plans? You've said you have big plans for this league. So far, you haven't really been able to apply them, but what's in your mind?
I do have some very big plans and some very exciting news for the fans, but I'll have to reveal them in their own time, at the proper time.
And I take it that's not right now?
Not at the moment.
All right, that's League General Manager Kenneth Logue. Danny Wolf, Broadway Danny, is with the Ack Attack, Sean Atkinson.
All right, first, Sean, I got to ask, how you feeling?
I feel all right. They think I might have a slight fracture of my whole forearm, but we'll see how that goes.
But another frustrating loss, though.
Yeah, well, because I'm not getting any support. Rusty Montgomery's having problems. I don't know if it's girl problems because he can't get any or whatever, but I'm telling you what, we have problems.
Oh, Rusty. Come on. Totally uncalled for comments by an Ack Attack.
You know what, Danny? They say history repeats itself, and I'm actually starting to believe it. Mark Webber sets up on the rail. I cannot believe he didn't see it, okay? But yeah, that's still my fault. And you know what? I know what it is. He's going out with another woman, okay? It's always a woman.
I tell you what, it's always a bunch of crap out of your mouth. And you know what you do with crap? You flush it. Get the hell out of here, punk.
Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
Boy, it looks like this is a team in severe disarray. The California Quakes squabbling amongst themselves.
Well, and Jamie Connemat, who always has a smile on her face. That's the only time I've never seen her have a smile on her face. And look at the intensity in the face of Shea Brown as she helped bring home a victory, Rory.
24-23 the Dice. Stay with us. More Roller Jam coming up.